Okay, as promised, we are going to do a couple problems through a video, so here we go. This is for our OMBA Managerial Accounting course, and it's Module 5. How would you like if I taught the entire course like this? I don't think you would like it. Okay, so let's get some energy in here. All right, it's late Wednesday night after our last class, but let's do these two problems. This is in case you looked at these on your own, which you were asked to do, and you couldn't figure them out, how to get to the answer. So we're going to go through. First of all, following the general approach of what's the problem asking for? What is the lowest price the rail division should consider if it wishes to see no decline in profits? So the question must be asking something about pricing, and this must be a transfer pricing problem. So let's see what's going to happen. Going through the problem, it tells us that it has annual capacity to process 800,000 tons. Okay, that's good. And the normal selling price, and this probably is the important fact, $62 per ton. At current operating levels, fixed costs are $10, variable are $32. So for each $62 that they sell, we got $10 of fixed. We got $32 variable per unit, and it's going to leave us a profit of, what is it going to leave us a profit of 20, did I say $20? Did I do the math right? Let's see. Yeah, that's right. $20. Double check with a calculator. Gets so late at night, I don't trust myself. $20. Okay, $20 it is. Now, what happens is, let's see. There's going to be some new facts. The new facts are the air division of the company would like to buy. Well, good for them. See if we care. And obviously we do. And this division will like to pay. They would like to pay $55 per ton. So what do? We go back and tell them, well, we sell for 62. Screw you. You got to pay 62. No, we don't say that. Come on, this is an MBA program. We don't say that. We say, okay, you'd like to pay 55. Well, we would like to accept 55, except we got a problem. If we accept 55, our normal profit's going to go down, and that's not acceptable. You might ask why. Well, for one reason, it's not fair to the division that's supplying the product to the air division. It's not fair to the rail division to take less of a profit just because they're selling it in-house. And it doesn't help us measure the efficiencies between all the different divisions if the air division gets their product too inexpensively. So it's got to be a fair price, a fair transfer price. And the way we do it is, we did this as another problem, is we want $20 profit to always be there. So let's see what we got. We got $10 fixed costs, and we now have a new variable cost per unit, which will be saving $5 per ton. So if our variable cost was 32, which you see here, but now it's going to be 27. So 27 is our new variable cost. So in order to be able to yield the same profit, if we sell the doggone thing at $57 per ton, we're in good shape. And that's exactly what the answer is going to be. Answer C. So it's a price where we can sell and still yield the same profit when we sold at the traditional 62. That's the whole concept with that problem. All right, now when it comes to problem 16, let's see what we got here. First of all, again, what are they asking? How much is the residual income? Oh boy, a residual income question. So excited already about this. All right, so let's see what the facts are. We've got Green Thumb, residential division, reported sales of $950,000. Interest expense was $100,000. Now we already know what we have to do. We're going to have to we don't have to do anything yet because this is just the gross sales. You know what? We don't even need this number because they give us the net income. Now we know what we need to do. We need to do some mathematical juggling because we need to go from net income, this is net income before tax, after taxes. That's net operating after income after taxes, but it's also subtracting interest. So we've got to add interest expense back, but net of tax. You remember that, net of tax. So how do we do that? What's the tax rate? Where's the tax rate? Well, let's see. First of all, I covered it up. So let's uncover it. There's the tax rate, 30%. Oh boy. So now, to figure out what the interest expense is net of tax, you can do it one of two ways. First, you can figure out what the tax was on the 100, which would have been 30K, leaving 70K, and that's what gets added back. Or you can do it the other way, which is take 1 minus the tax rate equals 0.7, and just multiply that out times the 100, and you get the same 70K that you were getting down here. That should be 70, in case it doesn't appear that way. It still doesn't appear like 70. Too late at night for all this fun stuff. So 70K is what gets added back over here. And that brings you from 126, 70K, to 196K. Okay? Yes, K. All right, now we know that we have to use this number and subtract from this the cost of capital. So let's clear the debt. Let's move over here and do the cost of capital. What's the cost of capital? You guessed it. It's the total assets minus the the current total assets. Let's write it out. Total assets minus the non-interest bearing, so it's non-interest bearing, current liabilities. There you go, current liabilities. So what is that number? And the cost of capital, all this is going to be multiplied our accepted cost of capital rate, which let's find out what this all is. Okay, so let's clear the deck and see what some of the problem tells us. Here we go. It says that the cost of capital is 8%. So this is going to get multiplied times 0.08. Now what goes inside the parentheses, it's that total assets minus the non-interest bearing current liabilities, and that number is 745. So 0.08 times 745 will be 59,600. And we subtract that from the net income before the net operating profit after taxes with interest added back that we did here. So we subtract this and we wind up with $136,400. And we look to see if that's one of the choices in the problem, because that would be a good sign, and we find it. It's answer A. That's how you do it. All right. Lastly, we had a issue with regards to what are the different subject matters or different divisions of the balanced scorecard, and that came up over here, which the problem was listing them. Indeed, this is the process of looking at the balanced scorecard. So this is a good way of this is a textbook approach, and this is good. And this is good. The textbook does this. This is the accepted breakdown. When it comes to the difference between learning and growth and internal process, that's what I wanted to hone in on a little bit. So let's do that. And the way we'll do that is we'll say, first of all, that the learning and growth is indeed where research and development is measured. It's also where we measure our employees to see how well they're doing in terms of employee satisfaction, helping our business get better in general. Whereas the internal process dimension is where we concentrate on what we in the first class I couldn't remember this key phrase, supply chain management. That's part of it. It's just doggone getting the product out. How well do we get it out? How well do we control our inventory? Product quality. All the things that go into the delivery process of the product or the service, where it's distinguished from the learning and the growth, which is going to be more of your as I said, your R&D, your employees. Are they creating? Are they happy? Because what makes the business learn and grow are good employees, and so that's where it's in this category that's where it gets measured. All right, I hope that helps a little bit. Again, if you recall from the overall discussion of the balanced scorecard, it's a great tool. It's fantastic, but it's an art. It's not a science. And I wouldn't necessarily state that if you wound up getting into the consulting using a balanced scorecard approach, that even these four titles, these four categories, have to be adhered to as your methodology for creating a balanced scorecard. It's great because it's been tried and true over many years of the balanced scorecard being out in the business world, but it doesn't mean it works for every business. So you can adapt the concepts in an infinite number of ways for all the clients that are out there, all the businesses. Have fun doing it.